Hi everyone. We apologize for the technical difficulties we're experiencing, but we got right back into it. Everybody that is a part of the team was great. We pivoted. We got to talk to the kids for a little bit, and now we're getting back into it. So I have our lovely Miss Scarlett here who's going to be helping me out.
Hi.
And then we have Victor on this side who's also going to be helping me. And today we're going to be talking about cooking with kids. Now, the idea behind this is that kids are going to be coming home from school. You know, summer is kind of winding down. We want to give them some kid friendly options that they can make themselves. Very easy. We are repping that butter knife gang today. This one is just for me, but we will be going over some basic culinary tools that I want them to build off of as they get older. Now, first things first, every chef knows before you get in the kitchen and start touching anything, we gotta wash our hands, right? So we're gonna go over to the sink. We're gonna do a hand washing demonstration. It's something that people talk about. We think we know, but when you're cooking for other people or cooking for ourselves, it's an entirely different process. So I'm gonna have my volunteers join me over here by the sink. And I'm gonna show you guys first, and then you're gonna repeat what I do, okay? So when we wash our hands, first we wanna make sure we get our hands wet, right? We're gonna add a little soap to our hands, and we're gonna let it get nice and lathery, right? We wanna make sure we scrub in between our fingers, right? Make sure we get our nails, and we're gonna scrub all the way up to our forearms. Get a little water, and we're gonna scrub all the way up, right? A little bit more soap. We want a lot of bubbles, right? Working it through. There's no rush. Actually, when one of the tricks we learned in culinary school was to sing the happy birthday song. And that's the right amount of time it takes to wash your hands. So when you guys come over and it's your turn, I'm going to have you sing happy birthday, okay? Just one time. And then you rinse. And then before you turn off the water, you dry your hands. And you dry all the way up with some nice disposable paper towels. And then that's how we make sure we got all clean. Who wants to go first? Let me make sure that's not too hot. You want to go first, Victor? Okay, go ahead. Good job. So he's getting his hands wet first. Getting a nice amount of soap on there. Getting in between those fingers. Good job, Victor. Awesome. All the way up to the forearm. And you got to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Birthday, dear. Me?
It could be to you. Yeah. Good job. And you grab some paper towels. And then you can stand right over here for me. And I'm going to have little Miss Scarlett go. So, yep, get our hands nice and wet first. Good job. Grab some soap. Right. You gotta sing happy birthday, honey.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear. What do you want it to be? Whose birthday you want it to be?
You.
Me? Oh, happy birthday, dear Cheyenne. Okay. It's February 25th. I do accept Cash App. Yep, good job. All the way up. On the other arm, too. Good job. And now you can rinse, sweetie. Nice. It might seem like it takes a little bit longer, but we always want to be really, really careful because we're going to be cooking for everybody, right? We're making a meal for everybody. And then you grab your paper towels, and then you guys can get back on this side. And we're going to talk about our recipe today. So we're going to be doing 2 recipes today. We're going to be doing veggie pinwheels with these spinach tortilla wraps. We're going to make this beautiful herb cream cheese spread, pardon me. Except Scarlett is lactose intolerant. And over here, we like inclusion. Everybody gonna eat, okay? So we're using a cream cheese alternative where the base is actually white beans. So I personally am very excited about that one. And we're gonna be adding in all of these delicious ingredients in here. We have herbs, we have cabbage, carrots, spinach, onions, and bell peppers. So first things first, because Scarlett totally took dibs on the yogurt. We're gonna be doing yogurt popsicles later. I'm going to have Victor stir up some cream cheese for us. We're gonna have the kids use plastic utensils. And I'm gonna move this out of our way so we can get a little bit of a view. And I've already seasoned this. I let it sit out to soften. If you're using regular cream cheese, you just let it sit out to soften, about 30 minutes. And I'm going to have you just mix that in all together. While you mix that in, I'm gonna start to add some of the other ingredients we're working with. There is some knife skills. Now, this being a cooking with kids recipe, parents at home, guardians, you guys just do the prep for them. You know, this is the spread you can make beforehand for them and stuff like that. I'm going over to trash if you guys see me going out of the frame. Just do the prep for them. All of the chopped veggies I did prior to this so that the kids can just build it. And if it's in the fridge for them, then it just makes it really easy for them to do it themselves. So we're gonna add just a little bit of minced garlic in there. That's gonna add some great flavor, bless you. Good job, Victor. Just a little bit smaller. Can you slide your bowl over next to me, please? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep, watch your hands, babe. I'm gonna keep adding stuff in there to you, okay? So you're just gonna keep stirring. Now, Scarlett, I'm gonna have you roll this lemon for me with both your hands onto this table for a little bit while I chop up some herbs. We're gonna use a little bit of parsley today, pardon my reach, handsome. And with the parsley, we only want the leaves, right? So we're gonna cut off some of the leaves. Throw those stems back in there because we can compost those, right? You were getting after that lemon, honey. I appreciate it. Y'all see this? I started cooking when I was really, really young. My grandma used to sell plates at a park, but she would sell out all the time. And her grandkids would help her. So I started cooking and using knives and playing with fire very, very young. And I think that that was part of the reason why I fell in love with it. But I do totally understand how it's not something that all people may be comfortable with. You want kids also to be comfortable with it, right? We don't want them to have any fear associated with these things. So when they're comfortable is the best time, I think, to let them kind of start cooking and playing around with kitchens and real knives. So we're gonna add a little bit more. We're gonna put the parsley in the bowl. Get that in there, right? Watch your hands, babe. Coming in. Okay. So now I'm gonna borrow your bowl. Thank you. You've done a fantastic job of mixing this. It smells amazing. I'm gonna show you guys a trick on how to get lemon juice out of the lemon without cutting it. And while I do that, I'm going to have my two volunteers get some thyme leaves for me. Now we've sanitized our area we're gonna be working off of, so you guys can just peel, like do it right on top of here. What I want you to do is take the top of the thyme leaf, and then you're just gonna run your fingers down, and that's how you get all the leaves off. So that's how you use fresh thyme. So you guys are gonna take them and then make little piles for me right here, and then we're gonna put them in the bowl as well. So after Miss Scarlett has rolled this lemon that gets all the juice to the middle, I'm gonna use a skewer, and hopefully this don't embarrass me because sometimes it be acting up. But I'm gonna use this skewer, and I'm gonna poke the skewer through the bottom of the lemon, almost to the top, but we don't wanna penetrate the top. And you get this juice out. Oh, this one's playing me, y'all. This one is playing me. So we're gonna have to cut it anyway because, oh, we got a little bit. And the reason behind that is because we have lemon in our next recipe and I didn't want to necessarily cut it open. There we go. I didn't want to necessarily cut it open. But we got enough lemon juice, and this is going to be the base for our spread. Now, can I have your thyme leaves, good gentlemen? Yep, just like that. Throw them right up in there. And Miss Scarlett, may I have your thyme leaves as well, darling? Yep, right in there. Awesome sauce. I got lemon juice guts on my hands, so I'm gonna dry that off. We're gonna spin that in there. Stir that in there. I don't know why I said spin that, but that's cool. And that's gonna be our base. Now, when you're in the kitchen, you wanna make sure you prep all your ingredients first. It's cool, we don't have to necessarily clean the cutting board right now because all of this stuff is going to play together. But what I do wanna show the kids is some basic knife skills, okay? So when you do get old enough, when your parents say it's okay or your guardians say it's okay, or you start to feel more comfortable, I want you guys to have some information on how to use knives like these, right? The big kitchen knives, right? So when you're cutting anything, you want to make sure you protect your fingers. So can you guys make this little claw for me? Make a nice little claw, right? The reason we do that is because when I'm cutting the vegetables, you see how my fingers are not out, they're not flat, right? We use the claw to protect our fingers. The knife comes up against our knuckles and we're not gonna hurt ourselves. The other thing I wanna mention to you guys is you see how I'm holding the knife, right? You see how both of my fingers, I have my thumb holding it this way, and I have the rest of my fingers gripping on the handle. When you do this with your knife, you don't have as much control, right? Can you see? So we have to make sure that we have our thumb, you put your thumb, and then you hold the grip. You make your claw, and then you can go in and start making some nice slices, right? And that's pretty much the base for anything. So that's gonna be one. That's gonna go in our bell pepper bowl. I'm gonna do it one more time. So I make a claw. I make sure my knife is nice and steady. Also wanna make sure that your cutting board is nice and steady. So I have a wet paper towel underneath the cutting board to keep it stuck to the counter. Right. Now that is how you're gonna cut pretty much everything. And then you get kind of, I don't know, some difficult ingredients, right? Like onions. Now when you're doing onions, you still wanna keep your claw, but instead of like cutting it into different individual sections, because we want nice little slivers, I'm just gonna come down just like that and cut it, and you guys can see they already fall apart. And I have these little onion slivers. So that's how you're gonna go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask if you can switch the kids. Because Scarlett has to like see that she's covering the camera.
Oh, come over this way. We wanna make sure everybody has visibility. But we're about done with that part here. Now we get to make a mess, which is my favorite part. I'm gonna move this out of the way, and then I'm gonna get you guys set on up. Put it over here. All right, so we're gonna be using tortillas. Like I said, we've already cleaned our counter, sanitized our counter. I'm gonna give a tortilla to each one of us. You can use whatever kind of tortilla you like. Victor, this is your tortilla, my dear. Scarlett, this is your tortilla. We have some spoons, and it's better, even when you're at home, it's better to spread this out with a spoon with the flat side. So I'm gonna give you a little bit on your tortilla, and you're just gonna spread that through, okay? Victor, I'm gonna give you, look at her go, just, yes. And Victor, you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. And we're just all spreading it onto our tortilla. And it's better to use like the back of it. It's kind of like painting. You want to make sure you get all the edges and everything too. It smells good. Can you guys smell it? It smells yummy, huh? Spread it all the way out to the edges, Miss Scarlett. Yes, this is. I had to make all of them for the samples this morning. Oh my goodness, my house smells so good, you guys. Good job. Let me give you a little bit more. Let me use your spoon. You want to make sure you get all the way around, okay? Victor, I'm going to give you a little bit more as well. Yeah. And you want it to be like a nice flat layer. So from the center and push out. There you go. And then when we are all set, we get to start building our recipe. Now this is all the goodies that we have to work with. And our bell peppers. And And the fun thing about this is they can put in these whatever it is that they want, right? So if they don't want this, or they only want this, or they want extra this and not so much of that, it's totally up to them to put in it how much or whatever it is that they want. Last time on Eat to Live, we did food as medicine, and we talked about eating the rainbow and how important it is to make sure that when you're ingesting food that you have as many different varieties as possible, simply because that's going to cover the spread on all the vitamins and nutrients and things that you need, right? So, you need a napkin too, Scarlett? Yep. You guys can put your spoons in the trash if you're done. This is yours, honey. Now, are there anything in this bowl that you don't know what it is? This is spinach.
No.
You know everything in these? Have you had these before? You want to try one? Okay, pick which one. I like the red ones too. Miss Scarlett, you want to try one? Go ahead and eat it. It's really good, and it may be something that I learned professionally, but you always want to eat something before you use it, so you know what it tastes like, you know? You may not like it this way, or you may like it a certain other way, but at least you have it in your mental memory what that thing tastes like. So encourage them to try different things. Us as adults should be open to trying different things, right? So the way we're gonna do this is, I'll make it so that you can't see mine. We'll do it like that, because I want you to see Victor's beautiful creation he's gonna make over here. This is the setup for our next recipe, and that one is awesome. We'll do it this way. Cool. So what we're gonna do, you guys, is we're going to layer these. You're gonna put one here, one here, one here, one here, then we're gonna roll them up and cut them, okay? So I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I mean. I'm gonna start off with some bell peppers, right? And you wanna just make it a nice flat row with your bell peppers. Then I'm gonna do a little bit of cabbage because it's purple, and purple is my favorite color. So I'm gonna put that in there, right? And then I'm gonna do, let's do a little yellow bell peppers. Keep it fresh, keep it interesting. Make a nice little pattern. It can look like however you guys want it to look, okay? Then we're gonna do some carrots. Right? And then I'm gonna hit it with some onions at the end. Now you guys saw how I did that, nice and flat, even layers, even rows. You guys can do that with all of these. Go ahead again, whatever you wanna put in it. Oh, we got a little spinach going down in Victor's corner. I like it. I like it. That's awesome. Scarlett is going in with carrots. Yep. And you can put a little bit more. Can you reach them? They're like all underneath the spinach. There you go. Yep. And then just bring it down a little bit. You want to make sure it's going from end to end. Oh my goodness, you guys are so good at this. Bell peppers, yellow bell peppers going down, red bell peppers going down. You can put a little bit more. Spread them out.
I make a pattern.
Oh, you're gonna make a pattern. We're getting artistic over here in Victor's corner. I can dig it. Yes, Scarlett, I love it. I love the motivations we got going on. That is awesome. Some spinach. Are you guys having fun? Yeah, have you made anything like this before? No?
I'd probably help my mom.
But it's easy, right? It's not hard. You can put one more. Let's put one more in there. Whatever one you want. If you want to do another bell pepper, you can do, look, you can use all of these if you want. This is all here for you guys. You use as much as you want, okay? You want some carrots? Right, we get some carrots in there, some beta carotene. Got some more. Can you reach these? You want some more bell peppers? Put some on there. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of the spinach and just sprinkle it on top, you know, because why not? You want some more carrots? Awesome. Yes, I like it. She's doing a little, you know what I mean? Little razzle dazzle on our wraps over here. I appreciate you, Victor. Very clean. You were hired. You're both hired to work in kitchen a la Abodo. So next, we're going to move these out of the way. We're all done. Beautiful masterpieces. You see the patterns. It was very easy, very simple. Like I said, parents at home, guardians at home, if you do the prep work for them, this is something that they can definitely do coming home from school. Now we're gonna take one edge of it and we're gonna roll it, just like that. And then you're gonna tuck, kind of. Yep, perfect. Perfect. And roll again. You got to do it a little tighter. So let's come back a little bit, right? And then that's where you tucked it, and then you go flat down, and then you roll tighter, right? You got it, Scarlett? And we just keep rolling up. I got a whole time sprig up in there. Time on my hands. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. Okay. I'm gonna take some of this stuff that's falling out of here. Cool. And then you want to make sure that you leave the bottom. So we roll it one more time, right? So that the bottom is underneath. Perfect. Perfect. Now you guys can cut it into small pieces. There you go, Miss Scarlett. They using their claws. Y'all see them using their claws? Look. I'm excited. Good job, you guys. Good job. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. And it smells so good. Yep. Butter knife gang is popping. I love it here. Good job. Yep, you just want to make sure. It's okay. It is okay, because guess what, honey? We still gonna eat it. We still gonna eat it. So give it a little bit of space. Hold on. Remember how we said about the knife? And hold it. And you want to make sure you use your claw so you don't hurt your fingers. All the way through. There you go. There you go. And last one piece. Good job. Awesome. Yes. I'm here for it. You guys picked this up really, really quickly. Easy, perfect. And now we're all done. You guys want to take a bite of your tortilla roll? You just grab it, right? You make sure the end of it is tucked, like you hold the end of it, and let's take a bite. Let's see what they taste like. How do we feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Thumbs up? 2 thumbs up! We did it, you guys. We made a delicious, healthy after school snack, and it's kid approved. I love it. So, I'm gonna clean this up, get us prepped for our next recipe. Can you guys wash your hands in the sink like how I showed you? Okay? Good girl. I think they're in this one. Also, Alrighty, folks, we are all cleaned up and set and prepared for our next recipe. We were handing out samples, and let me see, thumbs up if we like it, thumbs up all around. So this is, again, right, we passed out seconds. They are a fan. The children have spoken, and this is one that they like. So next we're gonna be leading up to another recipe. Super cute, very fun, very awesome. We are going to be making popsicles, but we're going to be doing popsicles that are like frozen yogurt popsicles today. Now, as previously mentioned, our young queen over here, Miss Scarlett, is lactose. So the base of this is actually a coconut milk yogurt, which is delicious. I actually am switching my yogurt to this because it just tastes great in my opinion. So we're gonna use yogurt. We have some toppings. We're gonna incorporate some fresh berries. I'm gonna walk through the kids through these recipes and put them to work because obviously they're little chefs already and they're amazing. So to start us off with, I'm gonna have Miss Scarlett over here. There's a spoon. We're gonna put some honey into this, right? Into our yogurt. And this yogurt is already vanilla yogurt. If you have a plain yogurt, you can use a little bit of vanilla in there. So Scarlett, you're gonna stir until you don't see any more streaks, okay? Now, Victor, over here, we're going to mash some berries. We're gonna use just a little bit of cane sugar. We're not trying to make it sweet or sugary, but the sugar actually helps to break down the berries. So we're gonna put some sugar on, and we're using a plastic fork over here in Victor's corner. And you can, let me show you really quick. So that's one way you can do it, but we're gonna just mash it like that. So you just push it down and then it'll come through the fork and you keep doing it that way. I'm gonna mash the blackberries so that we don't have the kiddos doing all the work. All set, Scarlett? Thank you, that was so fast. Well, I'm gonna get you set up over here with this one. And you can do the berries, man. So what I'll have you do is you're gonna take the fork and you're gonna use the back of the fork and you're gonna just push down and push down until you squish all the berries together, okay? And you guys keep on squishing. You're gonna squish them until they're totally squished. I'm gonna take that lemon that was being trifling earlier. We're gonna try to get a little lemon juice out of here. It's okay if we lose a couple. I have a very Julia Child cooking method. It's all right. We make a mess, we clean it up. It's fine. And this is going to be our wonderful base. Now, for some reason, every other time I'm not looking for these, I find them. This I had to actually hunt for whatever reason. But I was able to find them at my local Smith's. They're about 3 ounces, which I think is about the perfect size for this. And you want to, after we fill these, we're gonna have them, look at how beautiful that is. It looks good, huh? It looks yummy. After we fill these, you want these to freeze for a day. You could do as little as like 4 or 5 hours, but I would go overnight because of the type of yogurt. If you're using whole milk yogurt, it'll freeze a little firmer faster. But because we're using a coconut milk based yogurt, we want to give it a whole 24 hours to go ahead and freeze. Can I help you out, Scarlett? Can I give you a hand? Okay. Because the blackberries is over here just doing the most, right? You want to eat that one? You can. You don't like blackberries?
I never tried them.
You never tried it? You want to try it? You want to try one together?
It's really good.
You like them? You want one? Here.
Okay.
They're my favorite berry, too. How do we feel about it? It's good? Okay. So, we're just going to finish up mashing the berries, the blackberries. I like it. You want to do a whole wipe for me? You can use this one. And you just wipe from this end over. Scarlett, let's step back for a minute because Mr. Victor over here is on a roll and we gonna let him shine. Yep. I appreciate it. He has an eye for cleanliness and that is awesome. Yep. Good job. You guys are the best helpers all just ever. And then that can go in, over here in this trash. And then you can wash your hands for me one more time really quickly. And we will start filling. So I'm gonna fill 2, you're gonna fill 2, and Victor's gonna fill 2, okay? Actually, let's all take a second. We're gonna wash our hands really quick. Don't go anywhere, it'll be really fast. Let's wash our hands first. We're gonna take a page out of Victor's book.
Happy birthday to you.
Keep singing happy birthday.
To you.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, chefs in the most top tier kitchens, they're especially when health department rolls through. There's a certain time and an amount of time that we have to be washing our hands in order to make sure that we're clean and everything. So I appreciate it. I appreciate that they're just retaining all of this. This is something that's gonna be really fun.
Happy birthday to you.
So I'm gonna do 2, Victor, and you're gonna do 2, and Scarlett's gonna do 2, okay? Scarlett's birthday is next week. You gotta be singing happy birthday to you, sweetie. The napkins are right over there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice little wash. This is why anytime y'all see me doing a cooking demo, I'm always ashy. I'm washing my hands all the time. That is what it is. But that's what you want. You got a chef cooking in your house, you want to make sure they ashy. All right. So we're gonna fill these cups up. I'm gonna show you guys how you can do it. I'm gonna show you a couple different ways, okay? We have some ingredients here that they can use to layer. I have some granola, I have dried blueberries, and I have some almonds, right? So I will do the ones in the middle. How about that? So I'm gonna start off with our spoon, and I'm just gonna fill in the bottom. Right? Fill in the bottom on this one too. Just a couple of spoons. And then I think I want to put some almonds in here. So I'm going to do a little layer of almonds. Right on top of the almonds, I want to put some of the raspberries. Yum. Right? On the next one, I'm going to do some granola. Let's put some granola in there, get a little crunch, you know what I mean? Put some granola. Then I want to do some of the dried blueberries on that one. Then I'm gonna add some more yogurt on top of each of these. Then on this one, I'm gonna top it off with some of the blackberries that we have, right? And you don't wanna fill it up too high. And then this one, I think I'm gonna top with the raspberries. Now for this one over here in the back, I'm gonna be a little weird. I'm gonna take just a plastic knife that we've been using. Well, not that we've been using, but plastic knife. Butter knife game is the name of the game today. And I'm gonna swirl this inside of it so that when it freezes, it has this pretty cool swirl. Right? It's pretty cool, right? So those are gonna be my 2. Now you guys are gonna do your own. I have all the toppings here for you. You wanna do, yeah, this side is gonna be for you. This side is gonna be for Miss Scarlett. Let me put the bowl here. I'm gonna step out of you guys' way. Right? And then you have your toppings. You can fill it however you want to. If you need some help, I'm here to help you, but I think you guys got it. So you start off filling it. You can start off with fruit if you wanted to too. However you guys want to do it. How does it smell? What do you guys smell? Does it smell yummy?
It smells good.
It smells good. And remember, this yogurt mixture that we have has just the coconut milk based yogurt,
Sorry.
lemon, just a little bit of lemon juice, and some honey. And whatever toppings you guys want to put in there, you can put in there.
Are there any forks?
Yes, I can get you another fork.
Oh, there's one right here.
Yeah, you want to use that one?
Yeah.
Okay. They look good so far, you guys. This is a really good alternative too for ice cream and stuff. And like I said, if you can have a couple minutes in the kitchen with them, just engaging and stuff, I know that I have so many memories just built upon that. Just being in the kitchen with my grandmothers or my mom, and that's just, I don't know. It's always the type of stuff you look back on. So giving them the opportunity to play around in the kitchen, taste things, try things, figure out what they like, figure out what they don't like. Being open to different flavors is really interesting to see. It's fun to watch. You got one more you could do over here, Scarlett. Okay, you don't want to fill it too much. That's good. And then you can fill up the second one. Can you reach it, or you want me to help you? You got it? You just let them do what suits them. But I will take this moment to show you guys what the finished product looks like. That we will have our audience trying, and this is what they look like. So these are the finished. I'm gonna run them under some warm water to make sure we can pull them out as they finish adding them together, putting their layers in, mixing, matching, and all that jazz. You guys let me know if you need any help. When you're all done, let me know.
I'm all done.
You're all done? That one's stubborn. Okay. Oh, we got a little swirl action over here. I see it. I like that. Those are gonna be so good. Are you guys excited to taste them?
Yes.
This one is really very difficult. So, after we're all done,
Like some of the toppings.
yeah, we're gonna take just a little bit of that off. You wanna put it in that one? You don't wanna have it too full because we have to put the sticks in. But I will grab this, honey, and we'll just do this. We'll put it in mine, okay? Now, one other thing, if you're doing this, your phone going off? Yeah, is your phone going off? I wish I was that cool. Ain't nobody texting me right now. So one thing when you're doing this at home and you're filling this with the kids at home, you want to make sure that you tap it a few times so that you don't have any air pockets at the bottom. You gotta tell them I'm filming a show. You gotta let them know.
Can you show what it looks like to that camera right there?
Oh, yeah. When we pull them. So you tap it, make sure you don't have any air pockets at the bottom, right? And then we just put our little sticks in. Whoop. And then that is it. And you guys have a healthy, dairy-free, cool snack because we all know it's hot outside, right? And then when we finish them, they look like this right here. And I'm gonna pull, I think these are cooperating. And this, so who wants this one? Scarlett wants this one. Let me see which other one we got in here. You wanna try? How do we like it? Is it a vibe? Is it pretty tasty? It's pretty good. All right, we're 2 for 2 over here in the Eat to Live kitchen. That's what we've renamed it. But of course, we're over here in Marble Manor. Super grateful to be here. Thank you to all the residents and all the kids who came to join us today. We are going to hand out some samples, talk about these recipes. And I'm going to hand it over to another one, an amazing person that we have, and a friend, a coworker for Aboto, Miss Tiffany May, who's going to tell us a little bit about some child care initiatives that we have going on.
Hi everybody, I'm Tiffany May. Thank you so much for doing an incredible job, Cheyenne. I brought my son here today to help and learn how to cook today because I need help at home, and he's gonna learn how to cook for us. So thank you for all the safety tips, the sanitation, and how to make some really good, colorful food for us. So I'm here to talk about the child care initiative that we have going on here in the state of Nevada. Here with the Voto, we're acting as a liaison between a lot of different community-based organizations to get families access to child care and child care development. Access to child care development resources. So there are over $50 million out there in subsidies. That was my kid. Out there in care and subsidies, and we want to be able to help families bridge the gap and meet those needs. So that can cover anything from daycare facilities, family, friends, and neighbors who are caring for your children and may also need help with receiving some funds from the state. We can help with that, and then also after school care and before school care, we can also find resources for you as well. So please reach out to us in the Aboto team. We're gonna post a link in the comments. That's abotocollective.org, or you can do bit.ly.com/Aboto childcare. But we'll make sure that you have access to us, and we look forward to seeing you and assisting your families. And I just want to say thank you to Make It Work and the Aboto team for putting this on today because it was really good, and I want thirds. Seconds have already happened. So have a great day, and thank you. Round of applause for kids and families here.